What's up? Long time no see. I am back in my humble abode. Don't ask me why I'm talking like this. Oh yeah. And cut my hair. Okay. We're done being weird. We are talking about dating through the human design lens. So one thing that has helped me tremendously is weaving human design into my relationship with my husband. If I haven't already said it 75,000 times already, I'm a projector. My husband's a manifesting generator. Polar opposites when it comes to speed and energy. But we make it work. And here's the disclaimer, okay? You could date any type. You'll be fine. As long as you are living true to you and they are living true to them. They have space for your uniqueness and you have space for their uniqueness. My God, the words are not rolling off the tongue very well. It's okay. We're human. So, where to begin? I want to give a couple examples for each dynamic of person, each type that you could be dating, and just some things that have helped me. And this goes for anyone, like, doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be your best friend, it could be your mom, your kids, whatever. I have every single type in my life except for reflectors. I know reflectors from a distance. I have a coach, a teacher that is a reflector, but I don't know him personally. So I can't really speak to that. But I can still give you things that I've learned from him, things that I've experienced with coaching a reflector, just a few reflectors that I have spoken to and all the studies that I've done in human design. Oh yeah, if you don't know me, my name is Chan. I was gonna ask you what your name was, but that's pretty much not possible. Okay, where to begin? So let's begin with the manifestor. I feel like manifestors are, they're I was going to say they're the first type. Technically they are. But anyways, we'll just start with the manifestor, okay? So, if you're dating a manifestor, female or male, doesn't matter. The configuration of the mechanics and the energy are the same, okay? Communication is a very, very important thing when it comes to being a manifestor, being with a manifestor, being around a manifestor, working with a manifestor. A manifestor's greatest gift is their throat center. They need to be communicating in order to be healthy, in order to succeed in life, in order to have the freedom and peace that they desire to feel and to have. So if you're dating a manifestor, the number one thing that I would say is manifestors need peace in order to thrive, in order to be healthy beings. They need independence. They need a sense of control in life. They need to feel safe to communicate their feelings, their thoughts. Manifestors are highly conditioned since childhood to keep quiet, to just do what is asked of them, to not question anything, and that goes against the beingness of a manifestor. Manifestors are here to inform, they're here to initiate. Oftentimes manifestors go against the grain. They create their own pathway in life, and society doesn't like that. So keep in mind that if your manifestor partner hasn't dabbled in human design, is not aware that they are even a manifestor, they're going to need a lot of grace and compassion from your end, and make them feel safe to communicate. Here are some concrete examples. So my brother is a manifestor. My dad's a manifestor. I have a couple clients that are manifestors. I don't have any... I have a friend that's a manifestor. I don't see her very often, but yes. I've also been an elementary school teacher. I didn't have access to my students' human design, like their birth information, obviously. But I could tell that I definitely had some manifestor students. And something that works super well with manifestors is information. Plain, simple, neutral information. If manifestors feel like you're pressing them, that you're putting pressure on them to do something, to say something on your timeline, and you're not really taking into account their timeline, you will experience friction with the manifestor. You want to do your best, obviously, to respect the fact that they are freedom creatures. They are free spirits. They want to do their own fucking thing. So when I had a manifestor student, so a child, right? I've worked with a lot of kids. I can speak on this, I feel. When I was communicating with a manifestor student, who I am assuming is a manifestor, because again, I didn't double check it, but I would inform him. I would simply be like, hey, I will give him a random name. Hey, Luke, when you have a second, you can, I'll need some help with this. Because I could see that they're getting amped up, maybe they're getting angry about something, maybe they're trying to inform the other students and they're not being heard. So I would inform them, okay? Let's see, with my brother and father, who are very stubborn beings. Oh my God. If I want anything from those two, holy crap. I learned the hard way. Thankfully now I know human design. I wish I knew this earlier. But if I want anything from them, I gotta tread lightly. You can't just like expect anything from a manifestor. Because the more you expect, the more there's like this weight, the more they're gonna run away and do the opposite of what you want them to do. So, what I would do with my dad and my brother is inform them, hey, I'm having a barbecue on this day at this time, period. Would love to see you there, period. Not, will you come? I really want you to come and I need to know if you will come. No. No. Just inform. Think full sentences, not questions. That works the best. I'm having a barbecue on this day at this time. I would love to see you there. You could ask, if it's an RSVP thing, it's important for them to say if they're coming or not. Just say, I'll just need an RSVP by this date. Give them some time, especially if they're emotional manifestors. Bruh, do not expect them to do anything on your timeline. My brother and dad are both emotional manifestors. Nothing will go on my timeline or my mom's timeline or anyone else's timeline. It's their timeline. If you're an emotional being, it's your timeline or nothing. Okay, and the world just has to accept that and adapt to that. If there's something that you need from your manifestor partner, relationship, you can inform. Always think informing is the golden rule. You need to talk to them about something important. Do not just spring that shit on them. Like, don't just they're in their room, open the door and be like, oh my God, I'm feeling blah, 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 and I need to talk to you because you didn't do this and you didn't tell me this and did it. No, save yourself. I would inform them. Again, just inform. It's so simple, and when you understand the concept, it's like, oh my God, I could save myself so much conflict and anger and stickiness and friction. I would just be like, hey, let's say to my brother, I've had to have some serious conversations with him about stuff, and just say hey, I would like to speak to you about something. When you have a moment, let me know. I'll be downstairs. Or just call me between this time and this time. Or I'm free to chat all week. Call me when you have a moment. And that's it. And you have to be okay. That's the thing. Manifestors are independent creatures. They're here to operate independently. Let them do what they need to do. You have to accept that they're on their own timeline. And if they don't get back to you, they don't get back to you. That's information, And I know that's hard. For a lot of people, that's hard. A lot of people feel entitled to get answers or entitled to people's time, entitled to their energy. Obviously, if you're dating a manifestor and it's a more personal, close, loving relationship, obviously I would expect them to get back to you. That's different. But with siblings, with parents, with coworkers, with business partners, they don't owe you anything. I know a lot of people say, well, family, family and my best friends and whatever, I expect, but you shouldn't. I've learned that the hard way. I have some serious expectation shit that I need to work through, that I needed to work through, that I have worked through. I'm sure it's going to come up again, but as someone who has expectations, is designed for expectations, I have the channel 4130, the channel of recognition. The literally gate 31 is the gate of the clinging fire, right? It's got expectations. That's what it does. I had to learn to let go of those expectations. So I understand that it's very difficult, but the more that you honor your own design, you honor your own time, you honor your own space, you'll be able to honor that in other people as well. I'm wondering if I should make this a multiple part series, and I think I will, because there's just so much that you could say about every type. So let's do that. Let's stick to the manifestor. So I guess I'll wrap up. That's very simple. Manifestors are very simple beings, okay? When they're aligned, they are the most peaceful creatures ever. I picture a manifestor as like an elephant or a horse even, they could go I was going to say a horse. They could speed up really fast. They're very strong. They're very powerful. But when you're in the presence of a horse, it's like the most peaceful feeling. And that is the true essence of a manifestor. So the more that you can help your manifestor out by the golden rule, simply inform. Think full sentences. Think neutrality, information. Information is neutral, right? Most of the time. Opinions and feelings and things like that is where it starts to not become neutral. So how can you remove the emotion out of it, which could be very hard for you if you're an emotional being, right? How can you remove the emotion out of the request, out of the information, and just keep it neutral, keep it light, keep it simple. A really good tactic you could use with a child who's a manifestor, which I've done with my students, I will inform, oh my gosh, the library is so messy. That's it. Watch the manifestor step up to the plate and lead and say, oh my God, let's organize it. If that's what their urge is. Again, you have to allow people to make their own decisions, right? I know that's hard with kids, especially because you want them to act a certain way. You have a vision, you have expectations, and that's your own thing. But your manifestor is an individual. They are a sovereign being. And I'm not saying that, the other disclaimer is if you have a manifestor kid, it's not like you let them run wild and do whatever they want, but establish a healthy communication, open lines of communication where they can inform you on what they feel like doing and ask for your permission as the parent. Like, hey mom, imagine I'm the manifestor kid. Hey mom, I would really like to go play outside. Can I do that? And you're the parent, you can decide, but they need to feel safe in order to express themselves. When a manifestor will naturally inform. They're naturally going to initiate. You, as the non-manifestor, if you are a non-manifestor, is to take a step back and let them be. Let them come to you. That could be very hard. I understand. But that's what relationships are for, right? Relationships are there to help us grow, expand, learn more about ourselves, and heal our wounds. So I'll leave it at that. There's a lot more I could say, but I think that's enough information for today. If you got questions, I'd love to hear them from you. You can drop them in the comments. Are you a manifestor? Are you dating a manifestor? You can share your experience. You can inform me on what that's like. I would love to read your comments. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. And thank you for sharing this with someone who might want to learn about it.